Hello YouTubers. It is Rashia again, just making a video, just felt like recording. Excuse my hair. One thing you guys will notice, if you have not already noticed, is like I don't really care about opinions or what people think. Like, I'm not one of those females that are gonna go heavily make up myself or do my hair. I just braided it back because I wanted some more curls, and I probably won't go get it done by the hairstylist until like next week. I go back to work in 2 weeks. But yeah, like if my hair isn't done and I feel like making a video or whatever, I'm gonna do it. I'm no MUA makeup artist, so yeah, if my eyebrows looking kind of sketchy like they do right now, I'm actually about to go get them done. And I feel like recording, I'm just gonna record. I might throw a little eyeliner on, but again, no makeup artist, so yeah, that shows in my face because I don't know makeup too well. I ain't really trying to learn it. It works for me. And that's all. This hair isn't done. I feel like recording. I'm going to do it. I do want to teach my children, of course, to keep themselves up, but as far as hygiene and stuff like that, but don't be worrying about, you know, looking up to this standard, that standard, as long as you're happy. Now, if them doing that makes them happy, then please do that. But I just like to be comfortable. Like, I'm all about comfort. So anyway, what was the purpose of this video? Oh yeah, so I'm going to try to go on like a 30-day cleanse because like I really need to get my relationship with God back up to par. I will talk about in some of my videos experiences that I had, like how I know he's real. Some people feel like, you know, God isn't real, or how can you believe someone you never seen or felt and stuff, but I've had a lot of very deep experiences with God. So if I were to say that he's not real, then I'm just in my feelings or something, but I know for a fact that he is. He's shown me that. So I know that it's important that I get my relationship back right with him, and that's going to take discipline. And another thing, this I don't want to talk about it, but I want to be very transparent, is I picked up a very bad habit that should have been dropped a long time ago, and I picked it right back up. So I'm glad that I'm not glad that I picked it up, but glad that I just picked it up. So I'm knowing that I need to cut it off right now, which is smoking cigarettes, which is horrible. I started smoking them like years ago. And then when I got pregnant with my daughter, like the minute that I got that positive sign on the pregnancy test, of course I stopped smoking. But with my oldest daughter, with Olivia, that was a very, very stressful pregnancy. And afterwards, even more stressful. So like not as soon as I had her, but like shortly thereafter, I started back smoking cigarettes again, and didn't stop again until 6 months later when I found out I was pregnant with my daughter Jamia. But I wish I would have never picked back up the habit after Olivia. But I definitely shouldn't have picked it back up after Jamia because I didn't really have a reason to, and I don't have a reason to now as far as using it as a stress reliever, because with Olivia, after I had her, when my pregnancy was stressful, just dealing with a bunch of foolishness. And then after I had Olivia, I went through a divorce. I went through a whole new town. I moved out of town or whatever. I went through just a lot of depression and stuff like that. So I guess it's not justifiable, but it was more justifiable then. Now I'm in a totally different place after I had Jamia. Everything was good. Everything was smooth. I'm in a happier place. I'm not depressed. I'm not going through anything right now. Okay, sorry, my video cut off. My boyfriend called. He was on his lunch break, and then I ended up going up there. So anyway, that's that. But what I was saying was, oh yeah, about smoking cigarettes. Like this time around, I literally had no reason. I think it was just more so habit. Like, even though I guess in 9 months, if I wasn't smoking, I should have just not picked it back up. But just, I don't know. I really don't know why. But it's just a really bad habit. I hate talking about it. I hate the fact that I even picked up that habit in the first place. That's why you can't be falling up with these friends and stuff who be introducing you to things. But you can only blame yourself so it's not anybody's fault but mine. Now, one thing I did realize, and I know this is going to sound really, really, really crazy, but this is just something that I realized now. For many years, I'd suffered with depression and just, you know, probably a bit of anxiety and just anger, like just all type of stuff, which I do want. I'm going to talk about all those things. I do want to talk about all of those things in my videos. So, of course, this is just going to be a long string of videos. I hope to be vlogging for a long time or whatever. And I do hope, like, on a side note, I really didn't want to talk about smoking cigarettes because it's just like, it's an ugly habit to have. It's not something that I really want to talk about. But again, I do want to be transparent and be real. But I do hope that, you know, once I kick this habit, which I will, this day 2, I actually started yesterday. I didn't vlog yesterday because I wasn't really feeling good. So I really just spent the day sleeping yesterday, so I didn't vlog. But today is actually day 2, which I'm proud of because yesterday was pretty hard. And then this morning was hard. Like when I woke up this morning, I wanted a cigarette or whatever, but I ate some type of ice cream. Hopefully me talking about it and actually being able to stop will help someone. And if it can just help one person, then it's good. Oh, I was just blabbering on because I knew it was something I was trying to say, but I couldn't remember what it was, but it came back to me. So the one thing that I noticed, right, and this is going to sound really crazy, is like when you're so used to something or whatever, like I was so used to being depressed. I was so used to like always having something going wrong in my life. I was so used to like just always being sad about something, right? So when I was pregnant with Olivia, everybody was like, well, not everybody, but like close friends or whatever, or my close friends, she's like, you know, you want to be careful, just really pray a lot or whatever, or do what you need to do to make sure, you know, because people who don't suffer from depression suffered for postpartum, they have postpartum depression. She's like, I really just don't want you to get postpartum depression or whatever. So I was like, yeah, I hope I don't get it, which I ended up getting it. So this time around with Jamia, when I was pregnant with her, like I thought about it. I had already got my placenta pills and stuff just in case, which I didn't get them just for depression, but also like recovery, like you recover quickly and it just helps you feel better overall. But one thing I noticed is like even before I had Jamia, like just even being pregnant and stuff like that, but especially after I had Jamia, like I was looking for depression, which sounds really crazy. Like I was looking for it. Like I was telling my friend, I was like, girl, it's so weird because I'm so used to being depressed. Like it's not that I wanted to be depressed now, but it was like I was looking for it. Like God freed me from that. I know he did. I prayed, and like even through this last year, so much has changed. I went through a divorce. I moved from where I was raised all my life, which was something that I really wanted to do anyway, so that kind of worked out. But got a job, my job got even better, you know, got pregnant, which wasn't something that I was planning on doing, but I'm so happy, was very happy about it. My boyfriend and I, we have a wonderful relationship. He's wonderful to me. More importantly, wonderful to Olivia. She loves him and everything. So that's like extremely important to me. Like a lot happened in this last year and then very quickly. But, yeah, like I was really, really looking for it. And even there have been times in my life when things have been good and I didn't have a reason per se to be depressed, but I still was depressed and felt alone and things like that. But like I don't feel that way now, and it feels weird. And I guess maybe I was stressing myself out a little bit. Like I don't know, that's why I said it just sounds weird, but it's almost like, I guess it's hard to explain, but it's like I was looking for it. Like I know it's coming. And then it dawned on me one day, I think it was like last week or something. I was like, God really freed me from this. God really did free me from depression. And that's why we have to be careful. Like when God free you from something that you literally, like when the Bible talks about, it's a scripture, the Bible talks about, and I'm made to the Bible scholars. I'm going to say this wrong, I'm sure, but you know what I'm talking about, probably, if you're a Bible scholar. But it talks about when you go into a man's house or something like that, and then they reject you or something like that, like shaking that dust off of you or whatever. And I know that's not directly related to what I'm saying, but I believe like it's important to know, like when you pray for God to deliver you from something and you realize that he does, that you pray for him to remove all that residue off of you, to remove that mindset from you. I guess it kind of is like, well, I ain't gonna talk about that. I'll wait for to say that another time. But yeah, it's just important. It's just important to, I had realized that I should have probably prayed and been like, God, take this away from me. You know, like, you delivered me from depression, but take away, even because residue is real. And like, just that feeling of something being familiar to you can still keep you down. Because I was really like, it was crazy. And then it dawned on me like, okay, God delivered me from this. Because I'm like, I'm supposed to be depressed. Like, that shouldn't be normal. You know? So I thank God for that. And I'm thinking that was the point I was trying to make. But anyway, I'm at Walmart now. I need to get some things or whatever, especially since I feel much better today. But yeah, so I want to talk about those things. I want to talk about go more into depth about the last year of my life in a couple of videos. It's going to take a lot because it was a lot. But I'm just glad to say, I'm glad that God has delivered me from depression. And that not only did he do that, but he did it quickly. Like, a year is a long time, but God had really delivered me like within a couple months. And I'm thankful for that. So I know for sure that he can take away that taste out of my mouth, because I don't even have it now. And I know this is day 2 and a lot can change in 30 days, but I know that I'm going to kick that habit. And I was actually going to wait to post a video in like throughout the whole 30 days and post it at one time, but I wanted to post this one first so that helps with accountability too, so that, you know, yeah, it's an ugly habit. I wish I never picked it up, but I used to smoke weed a lot and I don't do that, so I know that I can stop this. And I used to do that like every day, all day when I was living on campus, so you know. But yeah, it's an ugly habit, and I never, ever, ever want my kids to see me doing that. So it definitely has to stop now, because they can't understand it now, but they will never see their mother doing that, because that's just a horrible example. These videos, I want to talk about, you know, my life years and years ago, my relationship with my mother, which if anybody knows me, they know it's a very sore topic, and it still is. It's a horrible, just, anyway, but I will talk about that. So you'll probably see me cry on some of these videos, which isn't okay, but it's life. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about just my childhood growing up. I want to talk about my first pregnancy when I was 16 and how that kind of like held me down, you know. Well, it ended in miscarriage, so I'll go ahead and put that out there, but just that whole experience, how the miscarriage happened, which is crazy in itself. I want to talk about that and how that basically, like, I guess, hovered over me for years, especially that it happened and how it happened. How it happened was worse. Well, no, that it happened is worse than anything, but how it happened was just, you know, horrible. So I do want to talk about that. I want to talk about relationships that I've been in, abusive relationships that weren't abusive, just things like that. I want to talk about my marriage, of course, and divorce. Probably more so the divorce and everything. I want to talk about my boyfriend now, because we have a very interesting story, and we have a very interesting story or whatever. I love him, and I've known him for years or whatever. So anyway, we'll talk about that, and maybe I can get him to come to talk about it as well. But for him, it's like a sore subject a little bit. So we'll talk about that. I do want to talk about my infertility issues, how hard it was for me to get pregnant, what I had to do to get pregnant. I'm going to talk about my spiritual experiences that I've had and stuff like that. What it's like being a mother. That's like the best thing ever. You know, just to invite you guys into my house, into my life. I know these things keep popping up. And yeah, and let y'all see my progress of dropping this bad habit, because I will. Actually, I already have. Gotta speak that faith.